We are live. Hello, gentlemen. Welcome to
Hi.
another show of the Red Cup Rants. Let's go,
Word.
Nate. Nate. Let's go, Nate. Nate. That's gonna be our new thing to talk about. We're going to sleep. Let's go, Nate. Nate. But how
boy,
y'all doing today?
boy. I'm good. I had me a good Nate today, so I'm straight. I'm good. I had me a good Nate. I'm ready to go. Talk about these sports. I'm fully well rested like Nate was, so I'm ready. I'm ready to go.
I'm just
I
saying,
think
Nate.
I think
Nate.
Nate is still sleeping.
He's got to be.
He's got to be.
He's
Man,
got
look.
to be.
It,
Like,
it was funny, man. It was funny as hell, man. It was just like I was just like, wow, like. And Snoop didn't make it no better with the commentary, so.
man, if he don't get a job somewhere else, like full time,
Hey, look. Put him on Monday Night Football or one of these boxing things, man, because that man is gold. I'm pretty sure that the way that he presented it last night, the other night, he's gonna have a job somewhere. Put him on Monday Night Football. He know he's
yeah,
passionate about football. Put him on there, talk some football. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. Let's
He
between.
has
I was half asleep.
wrestling ties too, so won't be
yeah,
surprised if Vince McMahon don't call him. Like, hey,
yeah,
I'm in it.
WWE, yeah. Put him on there with WWE, yeah. Definitely. Put him out there because that man's comedy gold. Like that was besides the Nate getting put to sleep. That was probably and you know the Tyson the Holyfield fight. That was probably like one of the best highlights of the night was Snoop on the mic. Like he's already one of my favorite rappers. So I mean, just to see him, the way he transitioned from the rap game to the announcement game. I mean, somebody get this man a job. Get this man a job, man.
He is
And yeah,
one. He is
right.
one
Yeah,
of he is one of one. So
yeah.
ain't gonna find another one like him.
Yeah, and he talked about singing hymns. Yeah, when he was singing the hymns, you know, even my mother who doesn't really follow rap like that, she even laughed because you know he did the hymn thing, and she was like, "Yeah, they need to put him on the front of the mic." So yeah, definitely put him in front of the mic. I don't care what it is. Oh, and if you haven't go on YouTube and watch his voiceovers about Animal Planet, go watch that.
Oh my god, those are hilarious.
That will make your stomach hurt because man, it's one of my favorites. Like between him and Beast Mode, them two they'll keep me laughing all night with their voiceovers. You know what I'm saying? I know everybody talks about Tony Baker, and rightfully so. He's the king of voiceovers, but Snoop, man, Snoop is like a close second.
Yeah, but like I said, I was half asleep. But and then the knockout, I kind of woke up, and then the memes started coming out, and I heard Snoop, and I was like,
Well, if you follow on Facebook, I changed my profile pic. So yeah, I
we might as well just go ahead and talk about this since
just
we over here talking about it.
yeah.
Let's just go ahead and talk about it because this man, the memes. I can pull all the memes, but NBA never box again.
I'm
You
telling you,
know,
man. I'm
the,
telling you.
the
What up,
memes
Sean?
were the best. The memes were the best part of the night.
Yeah, it is. What up, Sean, man? Thanks for checking in with us, man. Big Sean out there. Uh, this
And
is my
Kid,
thing.
what's going on?
Yeah. What up, brother-in-law, man? We gotta talk about the game, man. Y'all Eagles made it close, but we'll talk about that later on down the road. So,
It wasn't close. That was garbage time. Come on
yeah,
Well,
but still,
well, well.
it wasn't. You know it. Stop trying to make him feel better.
well, I didn't
Tell
watch the
him
game
the truth.
after halftime. I switched it because I was just like, this game's going to be a snooze fest. But I just saw the score. But you know, they say the score doesn't dictate how the game played. But back to Nate. Man, whew, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to I mean, he two things that have stuck out with me as far as the sport. You can't play boxing. You can play football, you can play basketball, you can play soccer or whatever, but you can't play boxing. And Nate Robinson found out the hard way. He really found out the hard way. Um, Even Shannon Sharp said it on Undisputed. You can just because you're an athlete doesn't mean you could do everything athletically. And boxing, it takes some skill. And my son who likes this Paul guy, I never heard him. I did hear that he's very a racist. Um, Sean, you know I gotta do my job. I'm gonna bring up the game. You might have to just mute that part. So, but I figured it. But the way that he just put that man to sleep, I'm just like, whew.
He was
And
charging the whole time.
you're not
You
supposed to
don't
do that.
charge like that. Like, like I just don't get it. Like whoever was training him did not train him to play defense.
Mhm.
He was just trained to play offense and that's it.
Yeah,
And
definitely,
because he
definitely
kept
did that.
charging him way too much. And then what was so funny, if my girl Amy is watching, what is so funny, I literally told her during the very first fight, I was like, man, watch this Nate Robinson fight be the best fight of the night.
It
I
was the
wasn't
second best
expecting
fight,
that.
but yeah, it was the second best fight to
Yes,
me
yeah, but watch it be one of the. But no one else is talking about that other fight. No one else is talking about any other fights. Everybody is talking about this fight.
because of how it ended.
Exactly.
So I mean,
Yeah.
it's and yeah, he was talking trash, but at the same time, all I know is if I get knocked out like that, my homeboy, I shared his stat on my Facebook, and he said if he ever gets knocked out like that, his friends better start shooting in the air or something. And I agree wholeheartedly. If I get knocked out like that, I need my friends to start shooting folks. Like
Well,
just start shooting because ain't no way. Don't let me get
okay.
embarrassed like that. First of all, I'm not gonna put myself in a situation where I get knocked out like that. But if if it was to happen, I would want my friends to shoot or fight or something.
Oh, so we
You know,
throwing hands because your ass got
something.
beat.
I'm
I'm
Okay,
not
just,
doing
good
shit.
to
If
know.
if I'm there, Dre, if I'm there and I see you get knocked out like that, I'm just standing there like
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
you put
I'm just
yourself
not
in that
now. Now.
situation.
Now.
Now you need to get up and walk it off, or I'm
Now.
gonna call 911 for them to carry
Now
your
if
ass to the
I
hospital.
do something to get knocked out like that, cool. But if I'm just like chilling and
Yeah, chilling.
Uh,
Okay, I get
like,
it.
yeah,
if he
I get
chilling,
it.
if you
Chilling, I get it.
but he got knocked out and he was talking shit, so I give him that. But at the same time, just at least chase him off or something. Don't get me beat up. He can laugh later, but chase him off or something. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I'll do the same for you guys. If something happens, I'll at least chase him off. But I did see some of his old YouTubes, and he was talking about he about to give Paul the smoke, and yeah, you know how things work
he
out.
yeah, like he said, like Sean right there said, he campaigned for it.
Yeah, he
He
did.
he he.
So, cause I felt bad for, cause I felt bad for him. Yeah, chase him off. Yeah, chase him off. Cause ain't no way in hell I'm gonna be sitting there. I get knocked out, and you just like laugh after. Okay, chase him off. But you know what I'm saying. But when I come to, then we can laugh. Okay, is that we good? So, but I mean, and we all know the internet, social media is undefeated. Infinity wins, no losses. And I applaud Nate for getting in the ring because I know my ass wouldn't get in the ring because you can't play boxing. And to everybody that's saying that we are being too hard on Nate, that's how it goes. That's how it goes. So, don't get mad at us for making fun of him. Get mad at him for getting in the ring. Cause he wasn't even Shannon
Exactly.
Sharp said the best. Shannon Sharp said the best. He wasn't even supposed to be in the ring. He's not even supposed to be in the ring. You know what I'm saying? So I mean,
And the
it's a
other
give.
guy said he's been doing this like he's been training for this for 2 years,
Well,
and
he
this
had
is his first. This isn't his first fight, but 2 years. So he has. I'm not saying he's well experienced, but he's had more longer training, and you can tell. Even though he was still kind of throwing kind of drunk haymakers, but Nate was throwing them horribly.
yeah,
He
and
should just went in there and just did this, and just and
that man
prayed.
was like this the whole time, fighting like this the whole time, like this.
But it was well did that and just
No
prayed.
offense. He thought it was gonna be like a scene out of Rocky.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, like his hands were nice. Like I guess he's still hanging on to that brawl that he had with the Knicks back in the day when he was with the Nuggets and the Nuggets and Knicks and Carmelo and all that stuff. But it's crazy. And Paul, he had a fight before. He knocked out some guy before.
Mhm.
So he has skills. And now this is the funny part of all of this. Now he wants to. I guess they're in negotiations for what I've been seeing on social media. He's in negotiations to fight Conor McGregor. Okay, I understand. You knocked out Nate, you knocked out another YouTube guy, but and I know everybody knows that Conor is pretty much an asshole. But that man fights for a living. He fights for a living. So
If he
some
dies,
lines,
he
some
dies.
li- some lines you don't cross. And if I was Paul, I would enjoy this notoriety. I would enjoy the trolling because you see he trolled him with the jersey and stuff. That's it. Because if you get in the ring, because I don't even. I mean, Connor is cool. I don't even. After Mayweather, whatever. But I know my limits. So you might not want to get in the ring with Conor McGregor because Conor McGregor fights for a living. That man fights inside and outside the ring. So
Right?
yes, 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 Byron. He was sent to see his Lord and Savior because I'm telling you. And then if you, I don't know if you saw this tweet, LaDonna. They said that he should fight Tank, and Tank retweeted it and said, "You trying to get that man killed?" So,
Mm-mm.
and we all saw what Tank did to Santa
Did
Cruz. Yeah, like
did they forget what happened? Like it was a good fight, and then he
gave
killed
that
somebody.
man gave that man an El Kabong. That's what he gave him.
He went Nate Nate.
Yeah. So I mean, y'all. I mean, y'all hyping up the guy. Yeah, it was a scene from Rocky, Sean and King Quest. It was a scene from Rocky. It was the Apollo Creed. Yeah, you know what happened if you seen Rocky Four. So,
If he
but
dies, he dies.
I need all these YouTubers that follow this guy to chill out. Talk about he needs to fight Tank. He needs to fight Connor. He needs to fight whoever. Cause just because he's a nice celebrity tour. He's a nice celebrity boxer, but he's not a nice boxer. You know what I'm saying? And then he's calling out Floyd too. So I mean, this dude wants all the smoke. But come on, man. Come on, man. I'm gonna need you to slow down a little bit. Yeah, enjoy enjoy it. Enjoy your fan base. Enjoy your victory. Yeah, his fan base is toxic. And the crazy thing about it is my son follows him, and I'm telling him like, yo, you might not want to follow this guy because of the stuff he does and what he says. So you might not want to follow him, but he'll learn eventually when he sees it. But and that's not the other part. They only got paid $600 for this fight.
And I'm seeing that they might have got paid 600K, but I'm sitting here thinking, I don't know if I would just take 600K to accidentally get knocked out. Like I
You
need
know,
to make sure I can remember something. Like I know I got paid, a good chunk, something. I don't know. I saw 600 when I read it from CBS, and I posted the article. It said $600. Jacoby posted something that said, "Nah, they're getting paid 600K," and I'm like, CBS ain't gonna just come out and say that they only posted.
unless he'll probably get unless the views because everybody knows that Tyson and Jones will get most of the buys from that.
Yeah,
So I'm thinking it just got so if he did get 600K, that's cool. But if you only got $600 just get knocked out on national TV, like I told on my post, I'd rather Uber for 12 hours to get $600 than to just get knocked out on national because you're in the court of public opinion. It doesn't matter if all your buddies come to defend you and say, "Oh, you wouldn't get in the ring, you wouldn't do this, you wouldn't do that." That's fine, but social media is unforgiving. So you already knew as soon as he got knocked out, you knew what was going to happen. So yeah, so I mean, it's the way of the world. It's the belly of the beast. When you are a celebrity or you're in high standard on social media, that's what's going to happen. You're going to have to take the good with the bad. He's a 3-time slam dunk champion, and then he got knocked out this weekend, so it happens.
And $600. I hope it's more than $600 because I was like, $600 ain't covering his medical bills.
Right, like it's not only the medical bills, it's just the fact that this is gonna be talked about on social media for a while.
Like your kids, if they find out, your kids find out. Well, his friends find out that
He
they are
can't.
related to Nate
He
Robinson, the man that went Nate, the man that created the Nate, the man
he
that
can't,
created the Nate Robinson challenge. Oh, they're going to be talked about.
he can't even talk back to his kids. He can't say, "Hey, go wash the dishes." Like, nah, I ain't gonna wash. I'm gonna knock you out like old boy. He can't even talk back to his. He can't even say
Right?
that to his kids. So I mean, it's it's a tough situation for him. I'm sure he's gonna bounce back, but I need Michael Jordan to send him a fruit basket because that crying Jordan meme is probably gonna be
Woo!
that crying Jordan meme is probably gonna not gonna get used less frequently now because everybody, like I said,
Man,
I even used it on with that game with the Raiders and stuff. I put all Nate Robinson heads on the Raiders team. So yeah.
man, this is the best one though. This Tempur-Pedic one, I was like,
Well, they
bruh.
had one. I had one that I shared where he was knocked out, and they had Martin Luther King and Maya
Yes.
Angelou and
Oh,
Malcolm X, and they all looking down at him, and I had to share it. And then that one,
he
and
was
then
supposed
the
to be. He was supposed to win for the culture. Let's just be honest. He was supposed
well,
to win for the culture, and he made us look bad. Thank God it wasn't in Black History Month.
oh god, it would have been worse. And then I had the one where the six guys, the one that carries the casket, the African guys. I had a picture
Yes,
of that with him on that. And then my
I
man
thought the one
L
with Undertaker.
yeah, the one with Undertaker. And the man my man your boy LA, he put a picture up side by side with Paul and Ali, and the caption said, "This is gonna be hung at every supercuts in America." I think I laughed for about a good 10 minutes. It was crazy. Yeah, like yeah. Shout out to
And
LA for that one. I had to steal that one because that was funny.
and shout out to Sam. He said he forgot his earpods at home. So yes, listen to us later. Um,
Sam should be happy. His Giants are in first place or tied for first place.
we'll talk
So,
about that because I'm like really excited about it. Like, let's just be honest. Let's
hey
just
man,
be honest. But
I,
since we're on this boxing um thing, let's just talk about the main event because Boom is back. What did you gentlemen think
I'll let
of the
Boom
main
go.
event?
Let me
I'll
go
let Boom.
first.
I'll let Boom go first.
So I was streaming the fight. Every time I looked at it, it was frozen. I got those spinning circles. And then when it did, play out part of the fight, all I saw was Roy Jones holding Mike Tyson. Though basically the whole fight. And then when I was like, you know what, I'm not seeing anything, so I stopped it. When it was this all said and done, I went and looked at the highlights. That's exactly what it was. Roy Jones was holding Mike Tyson the whole fight. I did not see any big punches. I'm pretty sure there were some big punches thrown, but I didn't see it because my stream was messing up, and I didn't see it on any of the highlights that I've seen. But all I saw was just Jones just holding Mike the whole time,
Mm-hmm.
and that should be automatic win for Tyson, in my opinion. Because
Mm-hmm.
if you're just gonna be holding another fighter, you're not allowing him to fight. You're not boxing. You're not doing nothing. That should be points taken off the scorecard for that fighter. So I think Mike Tyson should have won that fight. It should not be a draw. So that's my take. I mean, like I said, I didn't see the whole fight because it wasn't working. So from what I saw and from what I saw in the highlights, I think points should have been taken off. Or if you're gonna go into get into a boxing ring and all you're going to do is hold that person, points taken off. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
And I agree because that's all he did. But like me and Mike, shout out to Mike, Mad Mike. We were talking about this yesterday, and me and him kind of like what we saw was Tyson pulling punches. Tyson
Oh,
wasn't.
Tyson definitely held back. Tyson
Yeah,
definitely held
Tyson
back.
was pulling punches,
Yeah.
and you could just tell how he was hitting him. Like he wanted to kill. You could tell in his face, like he wanted to hit this man
And
hard.
he had plenty of times to hit him too.
And he knew he couldn't like hit him as hard. He couldn't hit him as hard as he wanted to. He was pulling punches all
Oh
night.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
you
The
know,
whole
after
time,
the
yeah.
first 2 minute round, you heard him. You heard Jones huffing and puffing on the side. That's when I knew. I was like, this man's not in shape as much more. Like you didn't really hear that from Tyson as much as you heard from Jones. You heard it like I thought they were going to pull out like an air tube.
The oxygen mask, and
Yes.
the oxygen tank, the oxygen tank.
Yeah.
That's what it was. That's what it was. It's basically what it was. That's the exhibition. Like,
Mhm.
and me personally, I didn't expect a whole lot. Me being a Tyson fan and a Roy Jones fan, it was just the fact that you see two legends get in the ring. It just kind of brought back that how I was when I was a kid, and Michael Jordan and Mike Tyson were like my guys. Like, it was nostalgia for me because, and then my son, who didn't really see Tyson growing up, he was just kind of like, Dad, I could see, I see why you was a big fan of his because he could really fight. And I was like, you should have saw him like back when I was your age and growing up.
When he was prime. You
Exactly.
should show him videos from his prime.
Oh, I said, yeah,
Like
I sent them like YouTube videos of when he was like his highlights and stuff. And he's like, he was impressed. Like, this is why, I told him, I said, this is why I follow boxing so hard. And I even told LaDonna the other night when he was wrapping his hands, I let a couple tears fall because it was just like, it was so great to see somebody that you grew up watching just do what they love. Like we always tell people, do what you love. It doesn't make it seem like it's a job. That's what it was for Tyson. That's why you seen Tyson didn't really go hard. He was probably going like 65%. And that's still scary because it was a couple times Roy's eyes got big, and because
He saw that
this
punch is
he
coming.
saw.
Like,
If this was like 1995, 96, that'd have been a whole different story. And I wish they would have fought when I think after Roy's won the title in I think 2000 or 2001. They was Jay Prince. If you haven't read Jay Prince's book, he explains it in his book about how after Roy won the championship, they was going to set up this super fight between him and Tyson because Roy came out and said he wanted to fight Tyson. Like that was his, like Floyd had Oscar De La Hoya. Roy Jones was Mike Tyson was Roy Jones' big fish. He was gonna fight Mike Tyson, win, lose, or draw, and that was gonna be it for him. So then it didn't happen, politics and promoters and money, and then Tyson was starting to decline a whole lot. It didn't really happen. So to see them in the ring, 20, 15, 20 years later, I just enjoyed it. I didn't care if they hugged. I didn't care if they, pulling punches and stuff. It was just the fact that I seen two people that I grew up watching that made me fall in love with boxing. Just mix it up one time, doing something that they love. So I give kudos to Mike. He still looks at 54. He still looks in fantastic shape.
phenomenal.
Yeah, Roy Jones. Roy Jones. He's been out the ring for about 3 years, and Tyson's been out 6. But you didn't really see Roy kind of train as hard as Tyson did. You kind of seen the old peekaboo style come back. So I was excited. Um, it really brought a lot of emotion as a child. Watching him. So, and I hope, regardless of their ages, I hope Holyfield and Tyson do a part 3 because Holyfield did get on his IG and he called out Tyson on his IG. I shared the picture. Tyson said he wants to fight Holyfield, but it all like I said, boxing is it's a dirty game. You got promoters, you got money, but everybody said, "Oh, I don't want to
just
see them two fight." Hell yeah, I'll see it. Holyfield and Tyson
it's
part 3. Yeah, go ahead, boo.
boxing has way too much politics for any good fight to ever happen.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you try to get two mega boxers lined up, the money just skyrockets and everyone just backs out. Like
Oh yeah.
that, there's not gonna be enough money to go around. But
Hmm.
it's policy. I mean, it's been like this since the hell
Way back when.
when
Way back when.
way back with Don King. So
And that's the
I
crazy
mean,
thing about it. You know, Don King's gonna have his hand in, and Bob Aaron's gonna have their hand in, and that's the crazy part. And Tyson and Holyfield, and I guess Tyson had a problem with Holyfield's managers because trying to, I guess they're trying to sneak more money into it. Cause we all know, charity or not, this fight's gonna make money because you got people like me, you got people like you guys, you got people that love to watch people box. It's gonna make money. But the crazy thing about it is that, like you said, boom, some people gonna want more than what they need, and it might not never happen. It'll be one of those pipe dreams, like you talked about. It's one of those things. It's
mhm.
one of those what if things.
Yeah, and that's all. Well, all the memories we're just gonna have. What
Mm-hmm.
if? What if this fight could happen, or what if that fight? We'll just never know. Just
Yeah.
like how I mean, we wish uh, what last year before, where we wish LeBron versus Kobe,
Oh yeah. Yeah. In
or
the finals, yeah.
but I mean it is what it is. It just got the politics way up there where someone's gonna be unhappy with the outcome and be like, nope.
Yep. Especially because this is what's stopping this Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford potential super fight. The money thing is an issue, and Tyson already said he's ready to go. Holyfield says he's ready to go, but when you got people that are in your corner telling you to do this and do that, it's going to be one of those things. So I mean, but as a fan, like Miss Maggie, thanks for checking in, Miss Maggie. She said the same thing. She'll watch if it happens. I'm definitely gonna watch. Even if I'm at work, I'm gonna take off because those two fights shaped my teenage livelihood because I was a big Tyson fan. I mean, I liked Holyfield because he was from Georgia, he was from Atlanta, but man, I mean, Tyson was that dude. Like he was to me, he was untouchable. Even after he lost to Buster Douglas, I still thought that Tyson was that dude. And everybody watched the first fight in I think in '95 or '96. They watched that first fight, and everybody, Tyson came out with the what's happening. I'm not gonna say Holyfield cheated. A lot of people say he used his head a lot. I'm not gonna say that. I'm just saying that Holyfield just fought a better fight than Tyson at that point, and it pained me to say that because it was just like watching him lose to Buster Douglas all over again. It hurt my heart. But Holyfield, he came back from the heart defect or whatever, and he came back and boxed a good fight. So I can't say anything. All like you said, boom. Only thing we can do is hope that the politics don't get too, political. The money is right because they're going to make a lot of money because people going to actually, pay for this fight. And I
Mhm.
hope it does happen eventually. We're going to need something, especially with everything's going on in this country. We're going to need something to kind of say, you know what, let me just forget about everything's going on in this country and just, watch
Yeah,
two guys, go at it that are pretty or legends in their own right.
it's just not gonna be happening in anywhere in California because the California is shut down.
Yeah, yeah. I think the Niners just had their game, and it's a rumor they're gonna be paying. They're gonna be coming to Arizona to
No,
play the rest of their games.
no, that's not a rumor. That's what's
Oh, I mean,
happening.
it is happening. Yeah, because they're not
Yeah,
gonna be able to
it is.
play it in San Francisco. So
Yep.
it's
So
crazy
there,
that they
yeah, there.
saw.
It's crazy that with all the numbers going up,
Hmm.
I'm so surprised NFL stadiums are allowing, or NFL is allowing fans at stadiums, even at 25% capacity. It ain't worth it.
Still a big risk. Yeah, it is. It is. But people gonna do what they want to do, and it's unfortunate that it's happening. So hopefully, next month is a new year. So hopefully it'll bring great things. So, but that's all I got to say about the fight. I mean, I just thought it was, to me personally, I just thought, go down memory lane for a little bit. I think after the fight, I started watching Mike Tyson highlights. That's how big a fan I am of his. I just started watching his highlights because, I mean, everybody pretty much around our ages, that's who we grew up on was Mike Tyson. I mean, Roy Jones, Roy Jones came a little later in my life, but That was the first boxer I watched was Iron Mike. So
I mean, who
Yeah.
doesn't like a knockout with with that
especially
much power?
especially at the heavyweight division.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and the way there's not with heavyweights where everyone says, well, they move slow, this that. Not Mike,
Not Mike.
not
Mike was
Mike,
probably
and
the one. Go ahead, boom.
he get down low too.
That peekaboo
Those
style.
oh man,
So I mean, like I said, I had his game, I had all his videos, his highlights.
Can't wait.
You know, he's probably like I said, him, Michael Jordan, and Dion probably shaped my sports life when I was growing up. Because those three I will watch, or and Bo Jackson, I will watch those four like
Yeah.
like every day. Like it didn't matter what they was doing, I was watching. They pretty much shaped how I view sports as a child.
I was
such
listening to y'all. I was listening. I just want to say something real quick. I was listening to y'all about talking about promoters and everything, and I think what's about to happen is a lot of these boxers are going to start going the Mayweather route. They're going to start doing their own.
You see what your boy did,
Yeah, yeah.
Canelo? Yeah, he left Golden Boy.
Canelo did it.
Hmm.
Yeah, he left Golden Boy, and I really think I have a funny feeling Crawford's going to leave Old Boy after the
What
interview.
and he needs to because the way
Yeah.
Aram is talking about him, he needs
Uh-huh.
to leave. He needs to leave. And I think if he leaves, he's either gonna go independent or he's gonna go to PBC. And he knows over at PBC is Al
Mhm.
Heyman and Earl Spence. So yeah, I really think so. I think the promotion in boxing is dying. You don't really see a lot of big time promoters. I mean, you see Golden Boy and Top Rank and who else is there? Who's another company? Mayweather. Mayweather has his own promotion company and stuff like that. So and honestly, I won't be surprised if Canelo starts. You know, he starts his own company. You know, that's just how it
Yeah, I
is.
wouldn't be surprised.
I think boxers are finally starting to be smart enough to say, you know what, I make 40, $50 million. I should keep all that money. I don't need to pay this promoter 10% or 20% or 30%. Because I think when Tyson had, when King was Tyson's manager, that man was getting 30% of his profit.
Yeah,
So
he was raping them.
yeah. So I mean, if Tyson was making 30, $40 million a fight and it's a 30% cut, I mean, who's fucking who here at this point? So, and then the fact that Tyson went bankrupt because of it, yeah. I mean, it was other things too that he did, but that was a major contributor too. That's why Tyson tried to get his money back, and then if you watch the DVD, he talked about how he beat up Don King at a hotel. Yeah, I mean, if you make me lose $300 million, I'm probably gonna feel some kind of way too and try to beat your ass too.
Hmm.
So yeah,
I'm just glad his was it his weed business now, right? And
He's
five hundred
killing it.
thousand, $500,000 a month, not a year, a month.
I'm glad it's doing really well.
Yeah, me too, because I might have to go. That's on my bucket list too. I want to go to the Tyson Ranch whenever it opens. It's supposed to open. It was supposed to open this year, but then Corona happened, so they pushed it to next year. So when they finally opened it, y'all better get y'all tickets or something, because we going.
Because he said he smoked before the fight. I was
Yeah,
like, hey, you do you?
yeah, and honestly, I'm glad to see that he's finally exercising those demons because I guess they said he was suffering from depression and he gained 100 pounds, and boxing was a way for him to be. I know everybody talks about how he was trying not to go back. He was going back to his old ways when he was boxing and stuff. I just see a man who's finally starting to get his inner peace, pretty much, to me.
Yeah, and he lost 100
Lost 100
pounds.
pounds. Yeah, he lost 100 pounds by boxing, doing what he loves. That's why I say, like, everybody talks about why is he coming back? Why is he boxing? He's too old to box. That's not the point. The point of the matter is he's doing something that he loves, and it was helping him. It helped him beat depression. It helped him lose weight, and he was just having fun. Like you could tell, like y'all
Yeah,
said, he was pulling punches. He was having fun. He said that he's doing this for charity. I don't know how it's going to be if him a Holyfield fight. They're trying to make it a legit fight, but I think Tyson said he's only fighting for charity. He's not fighting real life, but it could change if him or Holyfield fight. That can all change. But to see somebody doing something that they love, us as a people should be chastising that. Just like with us with the podcast, that's like AFN with their podcast. We're doing something that we love. So let that man live and do what he wants. Because
Exactly.
the same people that are complaining are probably the same ones sitting there mad as hell, depressed, just sitting there talking about, oh, woe is me. It's one thing to be depressed. I understand that. It's not something that you can easily get over. But I also think that if you're depressed like that, you should have outlets to make sure that you're not, to help you with that. I
Yeah.
know it's a struggle. I mean, I deal with it from time to time, but I still have outlets. I have therapy. I have this podcast. I have friends that I could talk to. It's stuff that you could do if you're depressed. Don't just sit there and be like, "Oh, woe is me," and feel sorry for yourself. Do something about it. And that's
You
what
know,
Tyson
Courtney,
did. He did something about it. He went back to something that he loved, and it's helping him tremendously.
and I get it. And, you know, me,
Yeah.
I just got my. How long ago did what? It's been what, 3 weeks since I've
Mhm.
had this. 2 weeks since I've had my boxing bag. 3 weeks,
Yeah. It's a
and
workout.
I absolutely love it. Like, this is probably the best workout that I've ever had.
Hmm.
And don't get me wrong, I have outlets. I have my husband if he hears me. I have you, I have other friends.
Hmm.
I
You
have
got
this
ne-
Yeah,
you
show.
I
got
hear you.
you got nephew. You got Tyreek. Even though he
You
gets on your
are,
nerves, you got Tyreek.
you are the king of half listening, and everybody knows this. That knows. Um, but my thing is that right there. Now I get why other people were saying, "Oh my God, like you're gonna fall in love." I fell in love with it instantly. Like everything I was thinking of, like sitting here thinking, like, you know what, I really don't like this, and I punched the bag, and I like it. I like literally punched it out,
I'm telling you.
and
I'm telling you.
it
When
was.
I was in,
So I understand, so I get it.
hmm
I get
when
it.
I
Oh, we don't talk about the Mingles in about the
we was
three
in
minutes.
when I was in Florida, I went to I took boxing classes in Florida, and it's a workout. Like you get in the ring for 3 minutes. Even though we wasn't sparring, we were just kind of mimicking the moves. Those are the longest 3 minutes in my life because I was like, oh, 3 minutes, I could do that, man. By the about 2 minutes into it, my t-shirt was wet. It was I was sweating really hard and I was breathing heavy, and I was like, that felt 3 minutes felt like 30 minutes. That's what it felt like.
I'm doing 5 minute intervals, but I'm not doing the whole footwork thing. But I am punching majority of the time,
Yeah,
and I'm not taking a break. If I do 5 minutes, I'm punching some kind of way on it. So I
yeah,
get it. And oh my God, but I don't have my gloves on just yet because I'm just using my wrap.
yeah,
And
yeah.
so when I put a gloves on,
It's
I know it's totally different. But it's, man,
oh yeah.
it's the best feeling in the world.
And
And I
Byron, you said it. Your hand, because I'm telling you, I was so ready to take them gloves off because it felt like I dipped my hands in cement. That's what it felt like, because you're constantly moving, and you got your boxing coach there. He's like, "Don't stop, until you hear the bell." So I'm waiting for the 10-second bell. So when I hear the 10-second bell, I'm like, "Oh shit, it's almost over." And then I had to do that like 3 3 minute rounds. Like we wasn't hitting each other. We were just kind of like mimicking like shadow boxing, but those 36 minutes felt like weeks. And when you're finally done, you have your cool down and you get home, you feel it. I
yeah,
didn't want, and I had to go to work the next day because I was in the military, so I had to be to work at 6 o'clock. I didn't want to get up. I wanted to lay on the couch, and I was like, I can't get up. Like your whole body feels, but if you stay with it. It's a good workout. And when the Rona clears here, there's a boxing gym down the street from me. When the Rona clears, I'll probably add that to my routine because I'm definitely gonna jump back to it. I
I,
still
I
got my
think
gloves. Hmm.
I think I worked out Friday. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because I told you I worked out Friday. I didn't work out Saturday, and I didn't work out Sunday. And I was like, man, do you know? I was like, when I went and worked out yesterday, I felt it. Just that little bit
Yeah.
of break, I felt it, and I was just like, oh my God, I cannot
Your
take
hand.
3 days. Okay, now I
Yeah,
was like kind of sluggish. I was like punching, and I was like,
I'm telling you.
and then I'm feeling like I'm a,
Uh, it felt like right Roy Jones was that night. Like if
I really did.
your hands, your arms, your shoulders, like your whole upper body is just like
Yeah,
you're in pain, but it's good pain.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
because you
crazy.
got to. Because every time you drop your hands, the coach will be like, "Put your hands up," and your hands are like this the whole time. So it's your forearm, your hands, your shoulders, everything up here hurts.
Yeah,
But it's a good hurt. So when I go back, when the Rona starts to die down a little bit, I'm definitely gonna go check out this. It's called Knockout Gym, and they offer classes like on Monday and Tuesdays and stuff like that. So I'm definitely gonna jump on that, add that to my routine because, like I said, I was doing it in Florida for a couple months, and yeah, I was in fantastic shape because I did the military PRT and all the physical readiness.
yeah.
Boxing will get you right. Trust me, it'll get you right. So yeah,
I'm
so
doing both.
I applaud, like I said, I applaud Nate. I applaud all those guys that box because those 3 minutes feel like 30. Feel like an
Yeah,
hour almost.
yeah, and I get it because, like I said, I'm doing like 5, and I'm like looking at the time. I'm
Yeah. You wait
like,
for
but
that 10-second bell to go off because you like, oh yes, 10 seconds.
then then of course between time I'm over here doing fake jump rope. I'm doing
I'm telling
I'm
you.
running in place. I'm doing stuff in between to keep my heart rate going, and I'm like,
Yeah,
but I'm
it's
doing
it's a
30 more
workout. It's definitely a workout, man. Like if you want to get in shape fast, some fantastic shape, box for about a good 3 or 4 months. You'll start seeing some results. Cause like I said, I was in fantastic shape, and
I'm
I'm
getting
definitely
muscles.
going. Yeah, and I'm definitely going. And it works your cardio. It works your stomach muscles and everything. I'm telling you. Yeah.
They finna y'all about to see these guns.
Hey, don't be surprised if Donna jump in the ring next on the next one. So,
Oh, but what's coming?
but go ahead with the next one. But yeah, definitely take up boxing. Definitely take up boxing if you want to get in shape and have a good workout. Because I'm telling you, it works wonders. But
Yes. So, no surprise. We'll just talk about this real quick. Cowboys lose again. Hey, Boom. You want to talk about it? Boom.
What's there to talk about?
that y'all going to get a high
They're-
draft pick.
Mm.
What, and to
We're
waste
number 4
it?
right now.
And
We're number 4 right
Well,
now.
I mean, okay. Can I ask you guys a question? And maybe this is just a rumor that I've heard. This is what I've been hearing, and maybe you can clarify this. The rumor is that Jerry is gonna either he's gonna stand pat. Where y'all 4 or 5? Y'all 4 or 5 in the order. 5, 4, right? I heard that he's gonna let Dak go. He's gonna not resign Dak. That he's gonna try to convince the Jets to get him the number 1 pick so he can get the dude from Clemson. So
That's
it's
a
not
rumor.
true. Okay,
That's
so that's
not
the
true.
rumor. Okay.
They
Because
absolutely
The Twitter game is strong and it's picking up steam on the Twitter universe. So,
yeah,
but
it's
me
they
personally, I think
oh,
I think they'll be stupid if they let that go, injury or not. They are stupid to let him just walk like that. So, but
honestly, I
Jerry's
won't
Jerry.
be surprised if that even happens.
So, but Jerry's not in charge no more, right? It's Steven, right? Steven's in charge. So it's
Shit,
Jerry.
that's
even
that's what
even
they say. But we all know who pulls the strings back there is fucking Jerry Jones. He
So you
needs to
think Jerry?
fucking
You
sit
think so? You
down
think
and
so? You think Jerry's crazy enough to pull something like this?
fuck yeah, he is. I think he is.
I think he is to a degree, but it's not going to happen just due to the fact that they've already been coming out like saying he's our guy, he's our man, and you know how he's loyal.
I,
I will
I, I,
say out of all the owners, Jerry is loyal to his QB.
you see how long
You
he
know,
had Romo?
and
You see how
like
long he had Romo?
exactly, and even coaches, because like I was even talking to somebody yesterday that I mean, the other day they messaged me and they said, "Do you think McCarthy's going to go anywhere?" I'm like, "No, McCarthy's going to still be there."
Did he
Um,
just sign like a 4 or 5 year deal with you guys?
yeah,
Or
yeah,
4 or 5 years?
he did.
Yeah,
So,
he's not going. He's not going anywhere. No,
Mike
he's just,
McCarthy's
and it's
not
only
going.
his first year.
Yeah, Mike McCarthy's not going anywhere. I said if we can hold on to the clapper for 222 years, then we can we're going to keep Mike McCarthy more than once.
Right.
And so That's how. Don't get me wrong. If it happens, I wouldn't be shocked, like my husband said. But do I think it's going to happen? No.
Okay. I just wanted to put that
Yeah,
out there
and
because, like I said, I've been on Twitter and it's starting to pick up steam. I think that'll be a little bit extreme because if in order to get, because the Jets are gonna want a king's ransom for that number one pick, and I don't think Dallas has the assets to even get it. But
nope,
again, this is Jerry. This is Jerry we're talking about here. So
no. And honestly, we can work with Dak coming off
mm-hmm,
of this injury. We can work with him,
mm-hmm.
and of course, he'll have to adjust and get the injury mindset out the way because with this
That's
type of injury, that's the number one thing with
you're gonna be
the
thinking
any
about
player.
it. Yeah,
You're gonna be
definitely.
thinking
Yeah.
about it. It doesn't matter if you're quarterback, linebacker, receiver, whatnot. You're gonna be thinking about that injury, and you're gonna be adjusting to that fear.
Mm-hmm,
So, but that can be worked with, right? And us drafting a quarterback
mm-hmm,
in the first or second round, I think
mm-hmm,
it's a waste of
mm-hmm.
a draft pick because
Okay.
I had said it last
Y'all need
year.
defense. Y'all need defense.
No, no, no. I said it last year. I said it the year before that. We need to look for a replacement for Tyron Smith. I have been saying that because look at our left tackle. We can't hold anyone. We can't block anyone on that side. Pressure's
Mm-hmm,
coming there. You load up that side, it's a wrap. I mean, we had
mm-hmm.
to move Zach Martin to right tackle in order
And
for the pressure to stop coming from his front side. And now he's out, with the knee sprain or whatever it was. But more than likely, he's gonna be shut down for the rest of the season because we don't need to risk a big injury to Zach Martin and miss the start of next season. I think he's done for the season,
Mm-hmm.
which I am okay with because if it's a knee sprain, whatever, give him all this time for it to heal up. But we need to look for a left tackle to replace Tyler Smith like now because that's our offense is not going to get anywhere without a healthy line. Because look at the past 6-7 years, we dominated games because we had a good line that run block and let
Mm-hmm.
Zeke eat. Now look at our line now. We can't block for shit, and Zeke he's losing the ball. He's not
What
he's
what
not
he
very
got? What he
productive.
got? Like
He had
6 or 7
five or
fumbles
six
this year.
fumbles.
He's got
Yeah.
6 fumbles this year. Yeah.
So look at the output that now is it majority his fault for not protecting the ball and just holding it one arm, maybe, but still, it was not an issue until the season when we have all these offensive line issues.
Mm-hmm.
But those fumbles have come, 5 or 6 yards down the field. So
Mm-hmm.
it's it has to be a lot on him too.
Mm-hmm.
So it's this Dallas Cowboys team is total clusterfuck right now. Total clusterfuck because there's no consistency that we have this season. We'll
Mm-hmm.
play
yeah,
3 games bad. I mean, that's the only consistency we have. We'll play bad, and then out of the blue, we'll play great, like we did against the Vikings.
Yeah.
It,
I
oh,
didn't
it,
expect
it,
that one. I didn't expect
it,
that one.
yeah. So this team is completely turned around. They don't know what the hell they are doing, especially the players. Like my biggest complaint right now with the defense is the communication between the secondary. They have no idea who the hell is supposed to be helping who.
Saw
They
a
don't
lot of that.
know.
Saw a
They
lot of
don't.
that.
They
Saw a lot of
can't.
that in the Washington game.
They don't know
They were
how to
clueless.
cover a one-on-one. I know. I understand we have a good rookie in Diggs, but he's a rookie. He still has a lot of room to grow, a lot of room
Mm-hmm.
to learn. Who the hell is he going to learn from our defense right now?
I
Who the
don't
hell is
know.
going who is back there trying to teach him things, show him things?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody. It's
Really.
it's you you, you can't have and then the coach, he's fucking horrible.
You
You
talk
got
about
you
when you
got
talk
these
about you talk about McCarthy or you talk about the coordinator?
the coordinator. He's
Oh,
fucking
coordinator.
horrible.
Mm-hmm.
He is horrible because
Who's your
the
coordinator?
fucking was it Nolan?
Yeah, Mike.
Nolan,
Yeah, Mike Nolan.
Nolan. Diggs,
Yeah,
Diggs
It's
did
fucking
like her.
horrible. It
yeah.
that like everyone who's listening to us right now, watching us, Dre, I'm sure you've heard this, and I know my wife, she has heard it. You play like you practice.
Yeah,
To
absolutely.
tell honesty, I'm gonna ask you this. Tell me honestly, when you watch these Cowboys on defense, don't you think they're practicing? Like they're out there looking around, like looking at the coaches, like, hey, what am I supposed to do? Or well, what happened?
I know that
Like
secondary that's in that
that's how
Washington game.
that's how they
It
look. Like that they're practicing. They're
yeah.
playing like they're practicing. They're yeah. Byron Diggs is hurt, but he should be back in I think next week or a week after, whenever the Ravens game is going to be scheduled.
Hmm.
But
Next Wednesday.
it's this
It's worth it.
is ridiculous. There's nothing they have shown
Hmm.
that they can put pressure on the quarterback without bringing the blitz. I haven't seen that yet.
Hmm.
Maybe against the Vikings, but even then they brought Jalen Smith on three of those sacks.
Hmm.
So what they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Byron, I will take your Eagles defense over ours any day. All right,
And if you could just give me what's his name? What's their big guy's name?
Fletcher
Fletcher
Cox.
Cox.
Yes, let me just have him. I wouldn't even need nobody else because
First you
that's
want first you want Matt Ryan from us. Now you want Fletcher Cox. You just poaching all these players, huh?
man, I'm trying
Hey,
to.
this is how you make an all-star team, Dre. This is how you make an
Exactly.
all-star team.
Hey man, hey, that's why you play Matt. That's why you play Matt with the salary cap off. You can get all these players.
Stephen Gilmore.
See,
I'm trying to get everybody. Like I'm just trying to get
DeAndre Hopkins too,
DeAndre
huh?
Hopkins. I'm trying to trade him for a hurt running back and a second round pick. So now let's do this.
yeah,
And they just cut Will Fuller too, but he got his own issues. But go ahead, Boom.
Yeah,
this
they did they cut him?
Huh?
Dallas Cowboys
Did they
team.
cut him?
For PEDs.
Oh no, he's not cut. He's or he was he
They
cut?
it was a mutual separation, but then they found out that he popped positive for PED, so he's suspended. But that's a whole nother story. But go ahead,
No,
Boom, man. I
it
ain't mean to cut
wasn't.
you off.
No, it wasn't Fuller that was separated. It was
Did they
Fuller
let him go?
cleared. No, it was oh I'm gonna have to Google this. It was he's the other light skinned guy that came from
You talk
Florida.
about Still? You talk about Stills?
Stills. Kenny Stills is the one that were let go mutually. Fuller is the one that got suspended for 6 games.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Okay. Just
got you.
because we're light skinned doesn't mean we all look alike. That's all I'm going to say there, Dre. That's all
No,
light.
I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't him because I know he's suspended. But
Uh,
go ahead, Boom. We ain't
yeah,
mean to cut you off on that.
my
But go
bad,
ahead.
my bad.
This Dallas Cowboys team is fucking horrendous. Like I said, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Like I was like my going back before the season even began, giving them a prediction of 7-9 was very modest. That was a very high expectation, and y'all laughed at me for saying 7-9 because my wife and a few other people said Cowboys are gonna go 10-6, and I said where, and then they asked me the same question: where do you see those 9 losses? Well, we're sitting at 3-8 right now.
But did you predict that Dakota was going to go down and get hurt?
Even with Dakota, I was not expecting it to be 10-6. With Dakota, I was expecting it to be 7-9.
Dakota make
And
not
and now
makes a
and
big.
now with Dakota gone, we're gonna be worse than what I had predicted, which is understandable. But even with the Dak, 7-9 was very moderate, was very high. Because even when Dak was played in those 3 games where he played very well on record-setting pace, if he didn't get hurt,
It
we
is
were
our
still
defensive coordinator.
we were still losing games. So don't say because we lost Dakota this side. No, even with Dakota here and him on the record-setting pace, we were still losing games.
I'm not
We
saying
were still losing games.
we
So
could have lost. We could have still had 10-6 with Dakota. I'm just saying.
No,
That's
that was
all
not
I'm
going to
saying.
happen because y'all.
So where do
No,
you guys go? So where do you guys go from here? Y'all gonna have a high draft pick.
we
What do you
we need to
see? Where do you
address.
see? Where do you
A,
see you guys going for 2021?
I would well see. I don't know what the fuck Dallas Cowboys are going to do, but what I think that needs to be addressed going to 2021 season is offensive line, secondary,
Mm-hmm.
and then defensive line because though in that I think it's gonna be it needs to be in that order because if you get an offensive line that will cover or take over Tyron Smith's spot, we're gonna be good. Now you get secondary that can cover people down the field, we're gonna be good because that will keep the quarterback from throwing the ball, make him hold the ball longer, gives the defensive line to get the pressure.
Mm-hmm.
And then once we do, get to that third step, taking care of the defensive line, our secondary don't have to cover, you know, cover twos or cover threes. But they can do one on one, and they have help on either side, not
Mm-hmm.
just one side or the other. So and
So
I think that it needs to be in that order. We need to get an offensive tackle, and then we need to work on secondary. You get a corner, a veteran good corner, or a safety that can coach up the young guys because it's different when a veteran player coaches you up versus a coach coaching you up. There's a
mm-hmm.
big difference because that coach may not have played in the last 5 6 years, but the veteran player on your team that's on the field with you coaching you up, it is different because he knows what you're trying to do, but then he'll correct you to do it the right way.
Mm-hmm.
So that is going to be key. So that's what I think. I don't know what the fuck the Cowboys are thinking. That organization. Now, everyone knows Jerry Jones needs to fucking step down as GM because even though Stephen Jones said I'm calling the shots, I'm gonna be drafting players, this that bullshit. Jerry Jones still pulling strings from.
that's why I asked y'all about the rumor and stuff because I mean Jerry has known to do stuff like that. That's why I asked y'all. Could that they say where smoke, there's fire. I'm not saying exactly he's going to do that, but it's just I'm not putting it out there like it's not too far fetched that he would do something like
Like I
that. But
said, I
like
won't
it's
be surprised if that even does happen. I won't be
yeah,
surprised
yeah. And but
because
the Jet,
because
go ahead.
now if that does happen, that tells you all this things that they told you about Dak. Dak's our quarterback. This that is a complete bullshit to everyone's faces.
It's a
So
business. That's why I
as
don't
as
believe
as
when the owner says that that's my guy. That pretty much tells you that
take
he's my guy, but I'm still looking at other options.
right.
But you're still
Take
my
it with
guy,
Usually,
a grain of salt. Take
usually,
it with a grain of salt.
but like
pretty
I said,
much.
take it with a grain of salt. But at the same time, we know how loyal Jerry is to his guys. Des,
Yeah, I mean, I
you know what I'm
understand.
saying?
I
Romo,
understand.
like his guys, he's very loyal to. So, like I said, I can see both sides. Um,
Yeah.
and then from what I'm hearing, this draft is going to be full of tackles. So we should have a plethora.
So that'll probably be your first. So that'll probably be you guys' first pick in the draft is get
Yeah,
a guy to be Tyron Smith, basically his successor. Basically,
yeah.
makes sense. Makes sense. Makes sense. But like I said, I'm not gonna be surprised if I wake up and Trevor Lawrence is in a Cowboys jersey. I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but like I said, it's business. Like I mean, I remember what Toronto did to DeMar DeRozan and said, "Oh, this is our guy. We're going to keep him." And then next thing you know, he's in San Antonio. So I understand loyalty. I understand these owners say all the right things, but we all know the NFL is a business, and it's a "what have you done for me lately" league. So consider the fact that Kansas City and Pittsburgh and that team from New Orleans, all those teams are in the arms race right now. That's why even Green Bay. That's why you see stuff like this happen. I'm not saying Dallas will do it, but somebody's going to try to talk to the Jets to get that number one pick to get a quarterback, and
Oh yeah, you know.
the Jets are going to want a king's ransom for that draft pick. I just hope my Falcons don't do nothing crazy like that. I'm not trying to give up the farm.
Just can have Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, yeah. I pretty much. I think Sam Darnold's time in New York is probably up. He'll probably be like Blake Bortles and who's the other guy that they just cut? I don't know who the other one, but he's probably gonna be like Bortles and just be a
Blaine Albert.
Blaine Gabbert. He's gonna be a
Yeah.
backup somewhere. I think Darnold's time is up. So especially the way that your boy's playing at Buffalo right now. Yeah.
Man, he over there killing it. But no, nobody want to hear that from me. I was just on his bandwagon for a minute.
No, I like Josh Allen. I just
No, I
figured
know
that
you. I'm
I
talking
just
about
I
the others.
yeah, because I
Talking
wanted
about
him to
others out there. Yeah.
the only thing I wanted with Josh Allen is throw more and run less. And that's what he's been doing. He's been yeah, pretty
He
much.
it seems like right now he's just running when he needs to. That's it.
Pretty much.
And then of
Yeah.
course when there's an open land in front of you, 5-10 yards, take it. That
Definitely.
5 years, 10 yards is better than you trying to stand back there and throw, get hit hard, where you can get
Yeah.
10 yards easily and slide.
Yeah. And consider the fact that if it wasn't for the way Mahomes is playing or Derrick Henry's playing, he could be a even Aaron Rodgers, he could be he's in the MVP conversation, but the way those guys are playing, especially Mahomes is the way he's going. If he doesn't get hurt or he doesn't have a bad game, he's
See,
going to win it again. He's going to win
last
MVP
year he
again.
was last
Oh,
year last year he was here,
Hmm.
Mahomes. This year he's like up here.
He's the best
Like
quarterback in the league. He's the best quarterback in the league to me.
I mean,
He's
now let's see. You brought up Mahomes. I do have a question for you. Is Mahomes that this great, or is it the receivers around him that make him that great?
It's a combination of both. It's a combination of both because Patrick Mahomes is bucking every quarterback myth that you have to play a game a certain way to be great. They always say you're not supposed to throw off your back foot. You're not supposed to throw sideways. You're not supposed to throw across your
Across the
body on the
body.
opposite side of the field. Patrick Mahomes is doing that and it's making it look easy. And it's like the first pass he did to Tyreek Hill, the 70 yarder or whatever. That was just
75 yards.
75 yards. 60 of the yards just came from the flick of the wrist. And Tyreek Hill, he did all the other stuff, but yeah, I think it's a combination of both, and it's also another factor. The quarterback whisperer, Andy Reid. Andy Reid, you see what he did in Philly with McNabb and Kevin Cobb and all those guys. He's the reason Kevin Cobb got 80, $90 million. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, that's another factor as well. You got a guy, and I gotta give a shout out to Eric Bieniemy as well. I know a lot. He should have been had. To me, he should have been had a head coaching job by now. I know my Falcons are looking at him as a potential replacement to Quinn, but that man should have been had a job. So it's a combination of the talent around him because they still got Le'Veon Bell. I mean, that's crazy. They got Le'Veon Bell as well, and and the fact that he's a backup to a rookie who's balling just as much, it helps that you have weapons around you like that. But it also helps that you have coaching. And it also helps that you have talent. I said it before, and I'm standing on this hill. If Patrick Mahomes doesn't get a major injury and he stays the way he is, he will be the greatest quarterback of all time. He will be. If he stays consistent and he doesn't have a major injury and he keeps going, because he's already got a Super Bowl. He's already got a Super Bowl MVP. He's probably going to win MVP again, so that's two. He's already doing everything that he needs to do, and he's what 24, 25 at the most. He's like what
Hmm
24. He's not even.
He
He's not even in his prime yet.
and also
That's the
helps
crazy
that
part.
what and also helps that what was it like 95% of the players returning from the Super Bowl?
Yeah, and they all wanted to stay and play with him. And the way they worked it out, I think Brian's kind of crunched the numbers together. The way it works out, Patrick Mahomes won't get that big money until like 2 or 3 years down the road. So that potentially puts them in the window to win two, maybe three Super Bowls. They can go back to back to back right now. So I mean, the way they're playing
You
right now, I got them as going back to the Super Bowl. I mean, yeah, everybody knows that Pittsburgh has the better record or whatever, but I think if Kansas City, because Kansas City and Pittsburgh are going to be in the AFC Championship game, it all depends on where they're playing. And then even if it don't matter if it's Pittsburgh or Kansas City, Mahomes can play. You see what he did in Tampa against who's arguably the GOAT right now, Tom Brady. He went toe to toe with Brady and beat him. So it was a perfect storm of circumstances, and that's why Kansas City is where they are now. So
yep.
it's a combination of things.
And before we go on to Georgia sports or die, this little gem was dropped into my inbox. Top 10 defensive end, outside linebacker, pass rush win rate. And do you see who number 7 is, Dre? Can you
I
say
think it's bullshit.
number
Bullshit.
7? Number
Bullshit.
7.
But see, that's
How
but you
many
know
sacks does
what?
he have? How many sacks does he have?
This all I'm saying. This all
I'm
I'm
just
saying.
saying. I'm just saying.
This is all I'm saying. This is all.
How many sacks does he
This
have?
is all I'm
How
saying.
many sacks
I'm,
does he have?
boom. I'm just gonna say this, and then I'm gonna let you go on your rant. I get it that he's in pad. I'm getting he's top 8, but and I said it before, and I say it again. That man is not worth $90 million.
No.
He's not.
How many sacks does he
Especially
have for the season right now? Here, hold on.
that's what I'm
I'll
saying.
look it up.
For the production that he has, he is not worth $90 million because Grady Jarrett's getting.
I just gotta talk. I just gotta talk my shit when I can. Okay,
That's
all I'm doing.
and then on top of that, I feel real disrespected because my man's not on there. I don't see Grady Jarrett's name up there. They disrespecting my man right now. They didn't put some respect on Grady Jarrett's name. See, but
Phil, don't catch his hands too.
hey, look, like I said, he only get paid $68 million, and right now he's probably the best defender on our line. So
He is. He is.
So, and considering the fact that wasn't DeMarcus Lawrence a first round pick, second round pick, third? What round did DeMarcus Lawrence get picked, or the mist as Boom calls him? When did DeMarcus Lawrence get picked?
I thought he came out the second, but
Yeah, Grady Jarrett was a fifth rounder. So to see where he's at now, I mean, we talk about Aaron Donald, we talk about Geno Atkins, we talk about Fletcher Cox, but yeah, y'all need to put some respect on Grady Jarrett's name. That man can play.
So show me that thing again that you put up there. Show me that again.
don't worry about it. You should have saw it.
No. Bring it back up.
Now
Bring
you're
it
being
back
petty.
up.
Now you're being petty.
Come on, bring it back up.
Hold
Bring
on.
it back up.
Hey. Hold on. Like we have to tell our son that says it 5 times.
Top 10 DE outside linebacker pass rush win rate. 23%.
Oh,
okay. Hold on, Drake. Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. So he's up there with 23%. That 23% comes out to 4.5 sacks for the season. Who's number 8? Chase Young. Hold on, Dre. Hold on. Who's number 8? Chase Young. Right? So let's look at Chase Young.
Second rounder, I was right.
Second round, okay.
That's what I was looking. Yeah, I thought he was.
Okay. I see his
Chase Young. A rookie has 4.5 sacks. So now you tell me, what we're paying him is worth that? 4.5 sacks. A rookie has 4.5 sacks on the season.
Yeah, I see it. Oh, I see it now. This is defensive ends outside. Okay, Grady Jarrett's a defensive tackle, so I'm pretty sure if they did defensive tackles, he'd be up there. So
now, and then also looking at tackles, Chase Young has 21 solo tackles, and D-Law has 23. Just 2 more.
That $90 million.
How can you even defend him? How can you defend him? You can't. This is good. This is going on 2 years right now where he has not produced before he signed that contract.
People defend Mayweather, and so I can defend whoever the hell I want.
Mayweather backs it up because he wins fights. D-Law does not win fights. He does not win.
You defended Romo for years, and where has he gotten us? Nowhere.
We never had a defense. With Romo played, we never had a defense. The first 2 years of Romo, we didn't have a whole line. Every time we got the ball, he's running, just like how Matt Ryan is now.
Did you not remember?
You sound like Matt Ryan.
Did you not remember the line? I mean, the line that we had when DeMarco Murray the last year before he left us and went to that line. Do you not remember that line?
And do you remember the defense? Do you remember the defense?
That time,
I'm sorry. Did
that year?
So defense doesn't matter? Offense supposed to do both?
I said defense was top 10 to 15 that year. It was actually not a bad defense. So he had that defense
So
that
okay, so
back to back.
what happened to the
Don't
defense in the
act like you
playoff?
have a
What
defense.
happened to the defense in playoffs?
Your team, your,
What happened to the defense in playoffs?
your team died in the playoffs. That's what happened because Romo was your quarterback.
So because Romo was the quarterback, defense disappeared. Okay.
Can I just talk about my
Okay.
game?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. This is what happens at our house.
I know. I came to visit. I just be like, oh, okay, well, But I mean, where can I start? First of all, I will say this: my team, they put up 40 burgers. Both my college and my NFL team put
Shout
up
out to
40
Phil.
burgers. Yeah, the almighty miss. Phil, I gotta check on Phil, man. Phil be killing me. But I will say this. I was impressed by the defense. But I do have concern. Even though we won 43-6, I do have a concern. Uh, I still saw the same shit I saw from the Saints game on that offense. I don't know. And I say it before, and I'll say it again. Dirk Carter is the equivalent of cold French fries you're trying to reheat in the microwave, because it seems like from week to week to week, there's no adjustment. There's no kind of innovation. It was just like he was running the same plays over and over again. And I'm like, if the Raiders wouldn't turn the ball over so many times, we would have lost that game. Matt Ryan had a decent game. He had 185 yards, 2 touchdowns. He went, I think it said 23 or 30 or whatever. And then the interception, that wasn't his fault. That was just a good play by the defensive back deflecting it or whatever. And then we didn't have Todd Gurley. We didn't have Julio Jones. And we still won. But I'm gonna need this offense to get it together, because you know who comes in town this week? The damn Saints. And you know they already talking shit because they beat us pretty badly in New Orleans. You know they already talking shit now. I'm gonna need Raheem and Dirk and whoever else. Y'all need to come together and y'all need to figure out how to make this offense expanded a little bit. Like, it was the same stuff I saw from last week from the Saints game. Like, you just run everybody downfield and then you just chuck it. I mean, I granted you was using Hurst out the backfield, and you was throwing it down, whatever. But there was no kind of motion. It was just put 5 receiver sets and let everybody run downfield. That's not gonna work. That's not gonna work next week. And I know everybody talks about Taysom Hill starting or whatever, and that's not what we have to worry about, because our defense did pretty good against their offense. Like, only thing that Taysom Hill did was run the ball. He was basically like Tebow 2.0. It was the defense.
Your
The
defense.
Saints, the Saints defense is what killed us, because they
Yep.
was getting turnovers, they was getting sacks, they was getting interceptions. That's
Man,
what
killing Matt Ryan.
that
Killing
offensive line.
that offensive line.
That offensive line played terrible. They played a little bit better this game. They did, but that was terrible against New Orleans. So I'm not worried, because our defense is going to match up with their offense, because Drew Brees is not playing. He's not playing. So, and we pretty much, after the second half, we kind of held them a little bit. They didn't really score a whole lot in the second half. But it's just the fact of the matter is the Saints defense was playing so well. The Saints offense was getting a short field. That's like, you giving them a short field with guys like Kamara and Thomas back there, even with Taysom Hill being the quarterback. You give your opposing team the short field, they could go. They have a whole range of playbooks that they can go plays they can go to get to the end zone. So I'm gonna need the offense to get it together. I need Dirk to figure out how to, because all the defense did was start teeing off. They were teeing off because even LaDonna, I'm sure LaDonna, you watched a little bit of the game. You saw how when they was lining up, you already knew what was going to happen when you put out those 5 receivers. They was just gonna get. There was no. Todd Gurley, even though he didn't play, there was no receiver passing out the backfield, and everybody knows Todd Gurley is a great pass catcher out the backfield. They didn't even use that. They didn't even use that. Brian Hill, who had a pretty good game against the Raiders,
They didn't even use them in that first game, and I'm like, why not?
To come out the backfield, to pass out the backfield. That's a whole nother wrinkle to because it was even worse when we got down. When we got down, it got even worse because they knew we had to pass. So what did the
How many
defensive coordinator
times did
do?
they run? How many times did they run the ball in
Seven,
the Saints game?
six, 7 times, seven
Yeah,
times,
I know
seven
it
times.
floats in.
And that's why, and I told everybody this, just like you, Ladonna, when they got, they jumped on me when I said this. I said, Dirk, it was a bad hire, and everybody was like, "Oh, I'm hating. Oh, you just don't have faith in the team." No, because I've seen this before. He was our coordinator when he was our OC when we had Mike Smith, and we didn't do too well with that. He goes to Tampa, they're still terrible, and then you bring him back as a offensive coordinator, like I said, it's the equivalent of reheating cold French fries. Basically, it's not going to taste good. So I know, and like I said, I applaud the team for winning how they won, but that wasn't on the offense. The offense didn't win that game. It was the defense with the turnovers. Debo with the pick six. Ricardo Allen made some plays. Keanu Neal made some plays. Uh, Dante Fowler coming back off the COVID list. He was getting to the quarterback. He didn't get no sacks, but he was pressured. Then you got Grady Jarrett, the all-world defensive tackle, making plays. Especially the very first series the Raiders had, they went for it on 4th and 1, and they gave the ball to Jacobs, and the defense stopped them short of the first down. That set the tone of the game. The defense is going to do their job against New Orleans, especially with Taysom Hill playing. Taysom Hill didn't complete a pass in that Denver game. I think he was like 0 for 4 or something like that. They got all their touchdowns by running plays and gadget plays. I'm gonna need the defense is gonna do their job. I'm gonna need my offense to do better because it was a crying shame to see Matt Ryan get hit that much. Like it seemed like every time he hiked the ball, it was somebody in his face. Whether it was
Yep.
Cam Jordan, it was Hendrickson, it was the linebackers, it was always somebody. So
But he was holding the ball too long. How?
you can't you could have had Joe Montana back there, Dan Marino, whoever back there. They still would have had the same issues. It's just like you guys in Dallas. If you don't have an effective offensive line, your offense is not going to do a whole lot. That's basically what Dallas. I always said Dallas and Atlanta mirror each other in certain things. Both of our offensive lines are not good. Even though our offensive line has a full of first rounders, and then we just lost Carpenter. Carpenter's gone. He's probably gone for the season because I think he injured his ankle. He's probably gone. I mean, they carted him off the field. He might be gone. So we got to put somebody else in there. So Dallas and Atlanta kind of mirror each other as far as the same deficiencies on our teams. Both of our lines are not that good. Um, our secondary, they make AJ Terrell, he's making me well, he's not really making me eat crow. He's making a lot of people eat crow because he is probably if it wasn't for Chin from Carolina, he would be defensive rookie of the year if it wasn't for Chin out of Carolina. Because that man, he's been graded the highest rated rookie cornerback this season. So he's definitely making a lot of people eat crow. And I love that matchup that him and Ruggs had. That was a little Alabama Clemson thing, you know what I'm saying? So I like I said, it was a dominant victory. We put 40 on a very good Raiders team. But we gotta change something, man, because if we play like we did against New Orleans in New Orleans, it's gonna be an easy win for them. And I hate to say it because I don't want my dad to talk no more shit to me. But we gotta
I don't
expand.
want I don't want you to block him for a week.
Oh no, I didn't even answer my phone. I didn't answer my phone Sunday or Monday. I called him Tuesday. Like I let him just he kept texting me and stuff, but I ignored it. So I'm gonna need the offense to do more. And then Julio's he's really starting to disappoint me as a I mean, he's a great receiver, but right now he can't stay healthy. And me personally, this is just me speaking. I'm not saying it should happen. I'm just thinking outside the box. I think I think we should explore trading Julio. Huh?
We heard it before.
Yeah, I think cuz he can't he's a hell of a receiver. He just can't stay on the field. And really is starting to take over that role kind of like what Julio did with Roddy. He was kind of slowing into that number. But I think that the Falcons should explore trading him. I'm not saying trade him. I'm not saying that because I know some Falcons fans are gonna be like, "Oh, you're just a hater." You no, I'm just saying like trade him if the price is right. If a team gives us a decent deal,
He's going to New England.
or Green Bay.
Right.
You know KG. I said it to KG, and KG was like, he come there. He come to Green Bay with Aaron Rodgers. You know, but I really think that the Falcons, if the price is right, I'm not saying do what the Texans did and trade him for a Super Nintendo and a pack of Jolly Ranchers. Don't do that. If it's a good deal, why not? Why not trade him? He's on the other side of 30. He can't stay healthy. The hamstring's been a problem for him since he's been in the league. I say why not? I say why not explore it? That's just me though. I'm not saying trade him. I want him to be here in Atlanta, but the man can't stay on the field, and he still has some value left because he still has value left as a good receiver. I say why not? I say for the right price, yeah, I definitely would explore it. So that's just me though. But
I see.
the only thing I got to say about Georgia is it's about damn time. I prayed that we finally got a quarterback that could play in JT Daniels. They beat South Carolina. I wish we would have had this quarterback when we played Alabama and Florida. But hindsight's 2020 now. They're on their way. I think they have. I don't know who they play this week. I gotta check it out. I think it's Vanderbilt. No, they got to play Vanderbilt because they was talking about how old boy got fired. Derek Mason got fired. So we got to play Vanderbilt. So and I really hope that he stays. I really hope he stays next year. Um, there are, he's a redshirt sophomore, so he can declare for the draft if he wants to. But I really hope he stays next year because we have a lot of weapons coming back. So if I was him, I would try to stay another year. But
Yeah.
money talks and bullshit walks. So I mean, if the money, if he gets a high draft grade, hey, you only get one chance to play in the NFL. So do what you got to do. So but that's all I gotta say about my teams. Falcons, y'all gotta get it together. I know it looked like a dominant win, but I seen the same shit on offense I saw against New Orleans. So I'm gonna need y'all to fix that. Defense, they're going against Taysom Hill, and they the defense did their job. It's just the offense didn't do enough for them, and the defense played well against the Raiders. So it's going to be another one of those games. And please, offensive line, do not let Cam Jordan get buck wild again. That man had 3 sacks Sunday.
Man, he killed it.
Out of the 9 they had, he had 3. And he always popping off about you know sacking Matt Ryan is his favorite quarterback to sack. He been popping off on Instagram and stuff and Twitter. We got to shut that man up on Sunday. We got to shut him up on Sunday. Because if we let him get buck wild in that backfield, we're going to hear his mouth all game long. So please, offensive line. I don't know what y'all need to do. I don't know what y'all need. Y'all need to pray or something like that. But keep Matt Ryan clean. Because it was a shame how he was getting hit in that New Orleans game.
Man, I was hurt for him.
That's crazy. It's crazy how he was getting hit like that. And the funny thing about it is the game before that last season, they had 8 sacks. So they sacked this man in 2 games. They done sacked this man 16 times in 2 games. That's unacceptable. That's unacceptable, man. So get it together, offensive line, because if y'all play like y'all did against New Orleans, it's gonna be look, it's gonna be a long, long game. And I do not want to hear Cam Jordan talking shit. I don't, because you know he will. Because you know he will,
Oh yeah,
especially if he gets another 3 sack game like he did in this last one. So,
of course.
but that's all about my teams. My teams are good, so I could say that for first time in a long time, both my teams won this weekend.
Hey, boom.
Hey,
Is there any other game, NFL games that you want to talk about?
Hmm.
Hmm.
How about that Seattle Philly game?
Hmm. Which I
Because
thought
that boy,
was going to be a blowout, but then it became like a blowout. I don't know. But that dude named DK took it. He took it personal.
that boy is special. Because someone put up a stat on Instagram with the first 27 games of DK's career and first 27 games of Calvin Johnson's career.
They're about the same. They're the same.
With the advantage of DK Metcalf on the yardage. But other than that, it's pretty much identical with a slight advantage on the yards. That's it. But that boy is big, strong. He's going to be a good receiver for a long time, as long as he has a good quarterback that can coach him up on the routes. I mean, that was the biggest thing coming out of the draft, right? For him, it was his route running.
Who you talking
Yep.
about?
But
DK? You talking about DK?
yeah, DK.
Yeah, yeah.
That was the biggest thing coming out of the draft. It was his route running.
Hmm.
I think he runs his routes really well.
Oh yeah.
So
Overtime. With the right coaching and stuff, that stuff can get corrected. Yeah. Because
exactly. So
Calvin Johnson didn't run good routes, but I mean the dude was big and huge and physical. So I mean he didn't really care about the route running because he was still making plays.
yeah. So I mean,
Hmm.
it is that boy is something. He's
He a
special.
beast. He's a beast. He's a beast.
So yeah, and the
Cat, but real quick, can I ask you guys a question? Do you think the Megatron comparisons are early or premature? Because I know a lot of people say he is, and a lot of people say he isn't. Do you think that's a little premature that they're
no,
already comparing him
no,
to
because
Calvin Johnson?
no, because if you're going to be comparing them, you have to take the same timestamp off his career
Hmm.
and compare put it to DK Metcalf. Because the
Hmm.
stats that we're talking about, it was the first 27 games of Calvin Johnson's
Yeah,
career.
I saw that. I saw that. Yeah, I saw
So
that.
so with that, yes, but overall in the for the whole career, no, because DK is still playing.
Yeah,
So we can't truly compare him to Megatron until his career is over, and
true,
then put it side by side. But
true.
for right now, we can only compare for the games that he has played to Megatron. And
Hmm.
so the first 27 games for him and his first 27 games for DK, you can put those stats together. And they're pretty much identical with a slight advantage on the yardage to DK. But other than that, yes, Megatron, he's done all these great things. He's caught passes over three defenders draped over him. Has
Yeah,
DK
he
done that?
has.
Has he done that?
No,
No.
he hasn't.
But you have to also they're not covering DK like they were Megatron, and they weren't covering Megatron like that until later in his career.
Yeah, yeah, you're right.
So,
You're right. Yeah, it's
so
been
yeah,
times where I've seen
yes,
Megatron
you
with three
can
people.
compare them. Yeah. So right now you can, as long as you take the same time frame of the games
So what you're
and put
saying
them
right now?
together.
So you're saying right now it's premature to compare them now because it's still early in DK's career, and we haven't seen the consistency yet that he had with like a Calvin Johnson yet.
Right.
Okay.
And
I
then
think
Kevin Benjamin, he
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 ate
I
his way
think
out the
his
league. He ate his
he
way
did
out the league.
that, and I think he had a too big of an ego to play with anyone
Yeah, you
because
seen
he
him and Cam had beef, so that's crazy.
and then he got traded to Buffalo and then fell out.
He ate his way out the
Where
league. That
Hey,
man,
he was already a biscuit away from being a tight end anyway. From
that
when
man
he
showed
came
up.
in.
What is it? 300 pounds, 280 pounds. He came when he
Yeah,
came. Yeah,
yeah,
that's whew.
he was already close at the beginning, and then yeah, they just I don't even know how he ran the little bit he ran, how big he was.
He was just tall. He just throw a jump
Yep.
ball. He was, and then
and
Boom said with DK, he wasn't really a good route runner. He wasn't really that fast. He was just tall. So most of the time when Cam was throwing the ball, it was probably a jump ball in the red zone or a
yeah,
third down.
and even
Yeah,
then he wasn't catching a lot of them.
he wasn't. And
But
and he and the thing about it was he didn't train like he was supposed to. Cause they always say that hard work outdoes talent. And Kelvin Benjamin was very talented. He just didn't want to work hard. He was just the fact that, okay, I'm in the NFL. I'm already good. I'm just going to rest on my talents now instead of getting better. That's why I respect guys like Jerry Rice. Jerry Rice was an average receiver, but he worked to become the best. And that's why he's the GOAT. Because when he first came to the league, he wasn't really that good. He was just the average receiver. He didn't really have the eye popping 40 speed. His hands wasn't that great yet, but he worked at it, and he eventually became the greatest,
Yeah.
Receiver of all time. Everybody talks about Randy Moss, but Randy Moss was physically gifted though, and I say it all the time. I think him and T.O. are probably the most physically gifted receivers, like athletic wise. Like, I mean, not boxing because we all seen what happened with Nate Robinson, but with the physical gifts they had, they was going to be great. Jerry Rice didn't have those tools, but he worked at it. Like the man worked. So I think that was Kevin Benjamin's issue. So I mean, the whole DK and the Megatron comparison, I think is a little premature now, like Boom said, because he's still playing. But his trajectory right now, maybe about 3 or 4 years, if he's still on that trajectory, yeah, we can start comparing him to Megatron.
I agree. I say he's
Yeah.
on his way. Everything y'all said, I agree with,
Hmm. Yeah.
and I hope he
So
does because he could prove all those teams that passed up on him.
yeah, yeah. What's the Eagles coach? He said that you're not there yet, and I mean, granted, he didn't catch any touchdowns that night. He still had 10 catches for 177 yards, so that's
Yeah,
nothing to sneeze at. So I mean,
Nope.
that's why I call him now. I call him Baby LeBron because just the physical makeup. He's basically LeBron with shoulder pads.
Yeah. And the other game, the well, not game, but I just have a question. In that Chiefs versus Tampa Bay game, that that corner that was covering Tyreek Hill,
Carlton Davis the third.
why would you leave him on Tyreek Hill? He was getting burnt the whole game, and first half is proof. He
He
has
had
six
a he had
catches, 200 yards,
yeah,
and three touchdowns.
yeah,
Why would you leave him on Tyreek Hill?
yeah. Lasagna, you
And
want to go? You
and
want to go on this? Answer this question.
I'm still trying to figure out why they left him single handedly with no help. Like, bro, like he
and
needed.
then when there was help, it was late.
Safety was too late.
Yeah,
But the safety back there is a rookie as well. I'm not making any excuses for him, but not all rookies are going to follow the covers. But I mean, and then
why?
when they did it in the second half, it was working in the second half. But then you had
Travis
Kelsey out. You
Kelsey.
had Kelsey over there.
So
I
Kelsey
mean,
started.
I understand that right at that point it's a lose lose,
Yeah.
but you should only have one player kill you. Like do what back when the Patriots were good on defense,
Yeah.
or top on defense, they would take your best player and take him out the game. They would have other players beat the Patriots. So I don't know why the Buccaneers kept Davis on him, or not have him double teamed the whole game and have someone else beat you. You're
I
still
would
gonna get beat by one, but to get beat by two players.
Mhm.
Well, hell, three if
Kelsey
you count Mahomes.
because Kelsey had 82 yards. Only eight receptions.
Mhm.
He only had eight. He had eight targets. He caught all eight targets, 82 yards, but he had zero touchdowns. All your touchdowns
He,
basically came from that man Hill. And
Kelsey was moving the chains, but Hill had a hell of a game, and I said it
yeah,
on my Facebook post. That man's gonna have nightmares of him in his sleep,
oh
pretty
yeah,
much. And it all goes back to what Boom said. When you got all those weapons, like I said, they got Le'Veon Bell as a backup. Even though Le'Veon Bell didn't do a lot in New York, he's still a capable, solid player. And then you got you got Hardman, you got Hill, you got Kelsey, you got even Watkins. Watkins, even though he's been hurt a lot, you still got Sammy Watkins. Like, and then it all in coaching, you got Andy Reid, who I think him and Gruden are like the quarterback whisperers. Like they are, they know how to develop, a quarterback. Cause you see what he did in Philadelphia with McNabb. He made McNabb an MVP caliber, quarterback. So it doesn't hurt that you have a coach like that, but then like it all goes back. It doesn't hurt that when you have the unorthodox skills to buck every football every quarterback trend, like like I explained it earlier. Even Byron said, you backpedal 10 yards and then you throw it, flick of the wrist, it's 70 yards downfield. It like I said, I think barring anything significant injury wise, the Chiefs have a pretty good chance of repeating as champions. So um, I don't know what the defense was doing, because after the second time he got burnt, I would have doubled Hill. I mean, they did in the second half, but it was too late because he had, Hill was going off. I think he was 76 yards away from breaking the all-time receiving record, and then Mahomes could have broke the record for most passing yards in the game. The way they were playing in that first half, I really thought they was going to, break it. But, they made adjustments. Tampa Bay made the game. But you see why Patrick Mahomes gets paid $500 million. The man can make plays. He can make plays. Hell,
Yep.
maybe I should start putting steak on my ketchup like he did. Maybe I'll get good. Shit, who knows? But he could go down as the best of all time. Like I said, with DK, with his trajectory, the way he's going. Same thing with Mahomes. If his trajectory keeps going up like it is, that man could go down as the best of all time. Over Tom Brady and Peyton Manning and those guys. He could be the best when he hangs it up, because he's already accomplished so much already. And he's not even, he's only 24. He's not even in his prime yet. So, I mean, barring any major injury, yeah, I think he could go down as the GOAT.
Yeah.
And I gotta give a shout out to the Bears, who passed on him and Mahomes and Watson to get Trash Bisky. Shout out to the Bears, because that was still a head scratcher for me. I don't know how the hell you trade up to get a guy that you didn't really need. You could have just sat back and got Mahomes or Watson, but hey, I don't sign the checks, I don't write the checks, so I just think it's funny though that you got Trash Bisky over these two, and you see what the Chiefs, even with the Texans having a bad record, Deshaun Watson still balling. So yeah, the Bears screwed the pooch on that one.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Any other games you want to talk about?
Well, we can talk about this potentially a potential strike happening with this Pittsburgh and Baltimore game.
Yeah, you
I'm
go
just
ahead and
I'm
explain that.
Well,
I'm
well,
just tired about hearing. I'm just tired about hearing about it. It's
the, the only
this
thing I'm
is getting out of
go ahead, bro.
hand, don't you think?
Yeah,
Well, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it
The
is,
Raven has what, 18 players on that COVID
including
list,
Lamar Jackson. Yeah, Lamar
including
Jackson
Lamar.
is including Lamar.
Including the
We
tight
and we
end.
were and we were asking this at the beginning of the season, when will this breakout happen of COVID in the NFL? Here it is.
Here it is, especially with Thanksgiving and people traveling and stuff. Oh yeah, definitely,
So
definitely.
here it is. I believe they should just put this game off until after the season's over, like that
Just
first weekend after the season
yeah, just
ends.
cancel it.
Play it at that point. But if you don't play that game, how are you supposed to do the record now?
Probably have to
Because now
put
you
probably.
now you're gonna have say, if
Ties.
say the Steelers go with still win out, you know
Mm-hmm,
they're gonna be 15-0. Well,
mm-hmm,
minus this one game because they couldn't never get a game happen.
mm-hmm,
And you got the Chiefs at 9-1,
mm-hmm.
or sorry, 15-1. But you don't know if that game that they canceled was going to be a loss for Steelers. How are you going to play that? Are the Steelers still going to be number one seed?
It makes sense. They'll probably give it to them because they didn't lose. But I get what you're saying. we wouldn't know if they lost or not if they don't play it. So yeah, it's gonna be real tricky for the NFL. So and
I
considering the
think
fact that only the top seed gets a bye, that could play a lot in it as
Exactly.
well. That could play a lot too because we don't know if the Steelers will go undefeated or lose the game. So yeah, yeah, that's going to be real interesting if they don't play that game. Right now, I think they should just cancel it. But you brought up a good point. If you cancel it and they don't play and they go undefeated, and the Chiefs are sitting there at 15-1, they like, well, I mean, they didn't really have another game. We played 16, they played 15. It's a lot of factors factoring into
do
it. So
what do what the baseball did, because we had the Cardinals had a game against Detroit, and it got canceled until the end of the season,
mhm.
and it all factored down like who was going to win. So if so and so, I forgot which teams are going to win. We were going to have to play Monday for seeding.
So basically, before the
So
playoffs start,
basically,
so basically like
so
the playoffs, they yeah.
before the playoffs, if they have to play, a game, so be it. But then you'll know by like this time this week if their schedule's close. Okay, be prepared to play. But if their schedule is like their record is like how it is now, then you're good.
Hmm.
Um, I say just give them a tie, call it even. But
But
I get it. Like I said, if
yeah.
you're if the Chiefs are 15-1 and they end up being 15-1, then yeah, then we got a problem.
Well,
Um,
if the Steelers and the Chiefs both go 15-1, the NFL has it. I guess they go by conference and division games and stuff like that. That's how they figure it out. So, but and it's like you said, a tie is cool, but a tie could also, like Boom said, could also factor in the playoff picture because a tie could equally hurt as a loss, especially if the Chiefs go 15-1. That would basically put the Chiefs number one if they
No,
have a tie.
that will still put Steelers at number one because they'll be 15-0-1. That's still a half a win. So it'll be
Yeah.
15 and a half wins to the 15 wins. So they'll still
Mm,
Steelers will still be number one seed.
because
and
of the
if you go
loss.
by division, if you start going by conference, not at the Chiefs lost to
The Raiders.
the Raiders.
Yeah. So yeah. So right now, that's why I said the tie can factor in as well. But like I said, the Chiefs will be calling foul because they just gave them a tie. But that's something for the NFL to figure out. It
Yeah.
comes with the territory. We all knew going to the season that this thing is not taken care of yet. It's not being controlled yet. So, and then I'm pretty sure around Christmas time, it's probably gonna get worse because people are gonna be traveling, and I'm guilty as well because I'm gonna be traveling this weekend. So I mean, I'm not, I'm being kind of a hypocrite here, but it's not gonna get better. So it's something that they got to factor in. So I mean, who knows? Maybe the Steelers will mess around and lose a trap game or the Chiefs or something like that, and we don't have to worry about that. But there'll be something to think about if both of them are, one is sitting at 15-1 and one is sitting at 15-0-1 or 15-0. It's really going to complicate things as far as the playoff seed because only the top seeds getting a bye. That's it. It's not back to what it was, back in the day. So, but even then, they might not even play because according to what I've been reading, the Ravens might strike. So the Steelers can't control that. They can't control that. The whole game thing. The Ravens might not even play. So, but and I read up on the Wildcat strike. It basically says a team or a union or whatever, entity or whatever, they could basically strike without telling the NFL. So basically, they could tell the NFL, "We're going on strike. We're not getting your permission. We're just going to do it." It's not illegal, but it will violate their CBA, and some ramifications can happen if they do that. So it's just something you have to see if they're going to do. They said they might do it, but then again, they might not. So that's the reason why I wanted to talk about this game. It's just that point right there with this Wildcat because I never knew what a wild. I knew of a strike, but I never heard of this wildcat strike. So I had to go do research. So it's very interesting. But if the Ravens really decide to do that, what's the ramifications going to be? Because, like I said, it does violate their CBA, so the NFL could sue them or punish them by taking away draft picks or whatever. So it's going to be something interesting to see. So, I mean, what do you guys
To
think?
me, I think it's just funny that you're the team that has the 18 players on COVID, and you want to call a strike. That doesn't make sense at all.
Yeah, I
For
mean,
anything, yeah, they should forfeit the game.
mhm.
So I mean, it is.
It's
I'm
a
just.
mess. It's a mess.
It is,
It's a
and
mess.
I even said the NFL has no safety regarding COVID for the players
Nope.
in place.
Hmm.
They're allowing the teams go from coast to coast to play in these games.
Yep.
I even said they should grab three stadiums and split the teams up and just have them travel within those three stadiums. That's it, and play the games. It could have been the stadiums in Arizona, Nevada, and another
LA,
stadium, say
LA,
LA.
LA just built a new
To
stadium
give us
too.
that close
So
proximity, relatively, but you're going from coast to coast, and then now LA or California, they're banning games. They kick San Francisco out.
hmm
LA
yeah,
is
they're
gonna
coming
be
down.
next.
Yeah, they're coming down here. Yeah, LA. There are. I talked to a friend of mine. They're already in lockdown. So yeah, and it's funny you mentioned that, Boom, because the Raiders when they played us, they were just gonna stay on the East Coast because they got to play the Jets this upcoming Sunday,
Yeah,
and the NFL told them no, fly back to Vegas and then fly back to New York. That I'm like, but that's what normally what teams do. If I know when whenever the Falcons on the West Coast, if they play like Arizona and they got to play like the Rams or the Raiders or whoever, they just stay on that coast and just go. They stay in that area and they'll practice and then they'll go to the next game. But I also was told that the Falcons shut down their facilities because of the whole Corona spread. So the Raiders didn't really have nowhere to practice. So I understand that, but the fact they got to go all the way back to Vegas, and then they got to go back to New York to play the Jets, it's
it
like you
doesn't make
said,
sense.
it doesn't. It really doesn't. So I mean, it's one big mess. That's why I applaud the NBA for how they handled it. Like they didn't really have any major outbreaks. MLB kind of
They
struggled
they
with it a
had
little bit.
they had two players that got COVID, shut the season down,
Mm-hmm.
and restarted with only the teams that were going to
To the
potentially
playoffs
make the
and
playoffs,
go in there.
and
Yeah.
then they had them in the bubble. No
Yeah.
one can leave, no one can come out, come there,
And if you
except for the
did, they would kick
finals.
you out. And if
Yeah,
they did, they would kick you out. They would have
and
told you to go home.
even within the bubble, they did not have any positive tests. So
Yep.
kudos to
The
NBA
NBA,
on that.
yeah, because
And
MLB struggled on it. They kind of curtail it towards the playoff time. But the NFL right now, as much as we enjoy it, it's a mess right now. It really is.
yeah,
Us.
I I I think I would have been okay if the season was canceled due to COVID.
It was. I thought it was looking that way, but you know, they
Money,
got to get
but
their
money
they got to get
talks.
their money. They got to get their money
Bill,
somehow. So I
and
mean,
that's why Jerry Jones wants more fans at the stadium because he wants to recoup some of the money that he's lost through the season so far.
Yep.
yeah,
And
yeah.
that's all that is right there. That's
That's
not
all.
because it's we're Texas, we have so many fans. No, every fucking team in the NFL has fans. Every
Mhm.
single team in the NFL can fill those stands.
I mean,
Even
look at the
even the winless Jets can fill that the stadium up. So
yeah.
I don't give a fuck if you can, it's Texas or not. You're just being greedy. That's all that is.
Yeah, and the crazy thing about it is, Atlanta just started letting fans in, but I think Arthur Blank's about to shut that down. Uh, who I need to give applause to though? Out of all of this, the one owner, and it's gonna be crazy when I say this. Well, two of them, the Saints and the Raiders. The Raiders owner said that unless I get all my fans into my stadium.
I'm not.
I'm
Yeah.
not bringing just a few fans in. I mean, yeah, the family could come in, but they don't watch it in the stadium. They watch it wherever. They don't. They got their suites or whatever. But he said, unless I get all my fans in, I'm not opening up the stadium to just a few. I want all my fans to be there. Same thing with New
And he
Orleans.
hasn't and he hasn't even been to a game yet because they're not
He
allowing
said
fans.
he said he doesn't want to be a hypocrite, and that's crazy because this guy Mark Jones, his name, you know who his daddy is. His daddy gave zero fucks about the NFL. That man,
Exactly.
he's the one that moved the team without the NFL's permission from Oakland to LA, then back to Oakland. Like he don't give a damn.
Yeah.
So I mean, to see that coming from an organization like that, that says a lot. The Saints are the same way. I think it's more so because the mayor of New Orleans is not backing down. She like, I ain't putting nobody in the stadium. You can kiss my ass. I don't give a damn. You're not going to watch the game. So I applaud those two. I think Arthur Blank's about to do the same. He let him in, but I think he's about to. I don't know if he's gonna let people in for this New Orleans game because it's a big game, but I think he's doing the same thing. I think he's gonna shut it down too. So I mean, it, it's a mess right now. It really is a mess in the NFL. But because think about it, when was the last time a game was on a Wednesday? Like what, the 40s and 50s? When was the last time a game
Yeah.
was on a
And then
Wednesday?
it's at 2:40.
Like who's really gonna be watching that? Like people gonna be at work. Like unless you got like YouTube or TV on your, I mean, if you got it on your phone like me, if you got YouTube TV or whatever, that's cool. Technology has advanced. Yeah, I know you're gonna be watching it. But technology is a lot more advanced. But think about it. When has a game been on a Wednesday? I think the last
Yeah.
time a
I
game's
didn't
been on a
realize
Wednesday, Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving. Well, that's on the
yeah,
Thursday, but
yeah, that's
I
on a
mean,
Thursday,
game.
but I didn't realize it was a 2:40 game. I didn't realize it had this funky of a time time start until I just looked at everything now and I'm like, oh, 2:40?
That's that's crazy. Like, who's gonna be watching? Like, if it was an actual game, who's gonna watch it? Like, unless it's like gonna be so. I mean, that's weird as
So
hell, man.
it's
Like,
going to be
I've
me
never.
and the old people.
Yeah, old people. That's who's gonna be watching. The old people. That's it because they,
All the people
people
that's
gonna be at
retired.
work.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
people
the
gonna be at
overnight
work.
the overnight shift, early first shift, and retired people
That's
and
it.
home parents.
That's
If
it. It's like it's crazy how, because like I said, I think the 40s and 50s, 60s maybe. Maybe I asked my dad, but I never seen a NFL game on a Wednesday ever.
like
You know,
ever. I haven't.
ever. So, but that's all I gotta say about that one because I just wanted to talk about the potential strike they talking about. I know they said tonight or tomorrow they're gonna decide when they're gonna do it, but I mean it's out there, so we'll see if they play. If they play tomorrow, cool. If not, I just want to see the ripple effect it causes throughout the league if the Ravens actually do this.
Yes.
So
Well,
that's all I got.
we're gonna move on.
Hmm.
I wanted to give this girl some love. Uh, this was an amazing moment. If you don't know who she is, Sarah Fuller, first woman to play. Well, she kicked. Too bad that Mama Zoo killed Vandy. Because I would have loved to see her kick off more than just the kick, at the halftime, do the kickoff. I would love to see her actually try to, do more kicking. Um, one thing that stuck with me is because she played soccer, she just came back and they just won um the playoffs for soccer. But one thing that she was getting mad about was she was the only one rooting. She was the only one rooting on the sidelines. When, good play or not, she caught herself the only one rooting. Like no one else cared. And she's like, I shouldn't be the one caring as much as y'all.
You know how I go.
Yeah, and I get it. You know what I'm saying? But I was that fan. I was that player too. I was always trying to encourage everybody else. Um, but yeah, I hope she gets more of a chance. She says she doesn't want to go anywhere because both of their kickers right now are on COVID, and I
Hmm.
haven't heard anything about them coming off the list. So there's a good possibility she might be there again. But shout out to Vandy for allowing us to go down. I was excited to watch it. You
Yeah,
know,
I caught it in the when I was watching the Georgia game. I caught the highlight. So yeah, that was dope.
yeah. So I was like really, really excited for that. Like I stopped everything, and made Tariq watch. Somebody was already watching, but I made Tariq kind of understand, and I was like letting him know that's a girl out there, and when Daddy clapped, he clapped. So he kind of got it a little bit, But when
Hmm.
he gets older, he'll ask, and I'm like, "Oh, you watched it?
Hmm.
Of course you
Yeah,
don't
that was
remember.
just like
You watched it."
yeah, that was just like the first female coach, the coach of a team group for Cleveland.
Hmm.
Because I think the coach was out with COVID and she took over. She took over that unit. So I'm gonna say it like this, and I'm gonna be real. I'm just gonna be real. I love it. I love to see progression. They had the first female referee in the NFL. They had the first special teams lady in the NFL. Then we got the first woman to play actual football. Even though it was a small thing like kicking, but it's still a giant step in equality. Um, I'm gonna need some of you guys to shut your chauvinistic asses up. Like, and the crazy thing about it is a lot of these guys that are talking shit are fat as fuck, have never played a sport in their life, and they're basically still in the 50s where they want their wife barefoot and pregnant and cooking in the kitchen. That old saying, oh, she should be in the kitchen making the sandwich. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. Like, go make your own damn sandwich. How about that? This was supposed to be my parting shot, but I'm gonna say it now since she brought it out there. I'm gonna need y'all dudes to get it together, man, because the shit that I was reading about it was disgusting. It was vile. It was like it made me ashamed to be a man because I just don't understand what makes a man so unnerving that a woman is doing something that you can. That doesn't make sense because look, there's a lot of things that I could do that I know a woman could do better than me, and I'm not ashamed of that. It happens. This was 2020. Women are out here doing a lot more than what men are doing, or doing the same as men doing, or not better. It's gonna happen. Like women are not just sitting in the kitchen cooking and being pregnant. They're doing shit. They're going out here being vice presidents. They're going out here kicking footballs. They're going out here televising football games. They're doing everything that a man is supposed to do or wants to do. Who are we to
to
deny
judge.
that? To deny that? To chastise? To deny that? That's bull. Because I tell you right now, if that was your daughter and somebody was talking shit to her, you wouldn't take so kindly to it. You wouldn't. You wouldn't take so kindly to it. So I'm gonna need y'all men to step it up, to stop being so chauvinistic about a lot of things. Like it makes no sense. Some of the comments I saw, and like I said, a lot of them came from overweight fat fucks who never played any sport in their life. They just sitting there in their chairs and watching 600 pound life, talking about somebody else who probably could kick their ass because they're more athletically gifted than you. So shut up. Just take your chauvinistic views and stick them somewhere else because we ain't trying to hear all that. We're all about progression. We're all about equality. We're all about seeing women, you know, do the things that we're accustomed to. It's 2020. Shit has changed. It's not 1950. It's not women are not just sitting in the kitchen barefoot and pregnant. Those times are up. Get that thought out your head because it's not happening. First of all, if you try to tell a woman that she's going to kick your ass, and if she's not going to kick your ass, she's got brothers and uncles that are probably going to kick your ass. So you might want to just slow down on that chauvinistic talk, because first of all, it makes you look bad because you're doing it. Second of all, people are going to think you're a chump. So kind of tone down on that. Let these women be great. They can do. Don't be ashamed if she can do a better job than you have. Shit, she can do a better job than me. That just give me more rain to do something else. So chill out on that. Just let these women be great. Let them be great because there's a lot of everybody talks about Doris Burke and the other one. I actually like Doris Burke. I love how she commented. I love Doris Burke. She's better than Chris Collinsworth. I can tell you that. She's better than his ass. I'd rather listen to her than Chris. Here's a guy at Collinsworth. I'd rather listen to her. So let her be, let these women be, and let them stop feeling so intimidated that a woman is doing something better than you, that you go out and make these comments. So, but that's it, because I could be on that all night, because I was totally pissed off last night when I saw all these comments, and then somebody made a big fuss about her being special teams player of the week. Nobody complained about special teams player of the week until she got it. I never heard nobody say, "Oh, he shouldn't have got special teams player of the week." Now that a woman's got it, now it's a problem. See, y'all are so hypocritical. It's funny as fuck to me. Cause Donna, boom. Have y'all ever seen anybody complain about special teams? I mean, I heard
Nope.
people complain about the offensive player of the week, defensive player of the week. That's different. But I've never heard nobody get mad about a special teams player of the week award until she got it. Does that Do you know how hypocritical you guys sound? Do you know how phony you guys sound? It's not a good look. It's not. So kill that noise and just enjoy greatness. That's all I can say. And I'm done.
But before we go, I just wanted to throw this out here. Adrian Wojciechowski posted
Oh,
this.
so they are doing Christmas.
Yes, Pelicans and Heat at noon, Warriors and Bucks at 2:30, Nets and Celtics at 5, Mavs and Lakers at 8, and then Clippers and Nuggets at 10:30, all Eastern time. Like I said, this is going to be on Christmas Friday. Um,
It's gonna be on ABC or TNT. Probably both. It's probably gonna
it's
be split.
it's probably going to be a collection of both.
Uh-huh.
It doesn't say where. I just stole that from his page.
Well,
Uh,
if you know what Woj said, it's true.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
because I got the notification, and like I said, and then now it came out. Now I just got another notification about ESPN, but I went on there while we were talking and found it on Wojo's Twitter.
Okay, so
So,
I guess that's gonna be the kickoff, and then January is gonna be, yeah.
'cause I heard the
Okay.
kickoff was the 22nd.
Of
So
December or
yeah,
January.
December.
Okay.
So I
Okay.
thought
Cause I
that was,
thought,
you know,
well, that's what Adam Silver said. Adam Silver said January, so maybe it changed. Cause
yeah.
Christmas is basketball, and then football when it's a playoff picture. So yeah, so that's good. That's good. I know that Mavs and Lakers game is going to be, you got Luca versus LeBron, and then hopefully down the road I can look up on the Christmas schedule and I can see my Hawks on the Christmas game eventually. One day, maybe we'll see.
Maybe.
Maybe when I'm not too old and see now.
Yeah. But that end is our end of our show. When it comes to that point that we can do a parting shots, I'm not for sure if anybody has a parting shot since Dre just did his.
I
And
said mine. I don't have anything to say. I said my part shot. Let these women be great.
He
um,
stole the words out of my mouth, so fuck you, Dre.
uh,
I'm just saying, it's true. It's scientific fact. Like this one
It
right
is.
here, this one right here, this one right here, this one. Y'all better put some respect on her name, man. Cause I know a lot of people that she can talk shit about, can outclass a lot of guys on the sports thing. So y'all put some respect on these women names. Her and Maggie. Yeah, I'm telling you. Yeah, don't let these faces fool you. They know these women out here. There's some women out here that know they sports. So tread lightly. That's all I'm saying. Cause there's been times where LaDonna proved me wrong. And I'm Mr. ESPN, and there's been times where she proved me wrong. So y'all put some respect on these women names out here. So
yeah, I don't have really much to say. It's just that, I when you talk crap, make sure you back it up. That's all I say. If you, and it's not just, the Nate Robinson, I've seen it on Facebook, you see it in groups, you see it everywhere. If you talk crap, just make sure you back it up, because there's a lot of people that'll come for your jugular and then don't go MIA. That's basically, it, just be prepared for people coming for you. Oh, and she is going to kick again for Vandy against Georgia on Saturday. I just saw it on the bottom of,
I'll be there.
yeah.
I'll be there to watch it. I'll be there to watch it.
Yes,
She gonna
yes.
fuck.
So,
Yeah, I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna jinx my team. But please don't let her fuck around and kick the game winning field goal. Oh God, no, 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 no. I mean, I'll be happy that it happened,
I
but
hope it happens.
but
I
knowing
hope it
that
happens.
I hope
I know, but I would be happy because it happened, but not at the expense of my team. Because you know how you see how they did Nate Robinson. They will not let up if they let her kick the game winning field
Yeah,
goal. They will not. So I
yeah.
mean, shots to
Like,
her, shots to her though. So cool, cool, cool. Hopefully they let her do more than a squib kick though.
yeah, I hope so too. But like I said, if you're gonna talk crap, make sure you can back it up. Make sure you're there. And it's not even just like I'm a crap talker, just by nature. So it is, if you come for me, make sure you come for correctly because I just laugh I start trolling when
You know my troll. You know my troll game is strong, boy. It's
yeah,
strong.
I start trolling because I literally had that Manny Pacquiao versus the guy from Australia, which the fight was
Oh,
basically
Jeff Horn. Yeah, Jeff the
yes,
chicks.
and it was fixed. But
Hmm.
I literally trolled everybody so hard that came on my post that really believed that I was like thought that Jeff Horn was this great of player. Really?
Yeah. Then you saw what happened when he got in there with with Terrence Crawford. Crawford whipped his ass.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was like, do you really think I think he's that great? Do you really think that? Like, I just think this is pretty hilarious. But, I'm going to troll you so hard. But like I said, it just is not for me. It's just there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people on my timeline that are just as petty as me. And whoo, they've been calling people out lately. And it's been pretty hilarious. Um, but
I
this
know I
weekend
have.
is, yeah, you are. This weekend is the Spence and Garcia fight. Um, Cowboys game is not on Thursday. It's next Tuesday. I'm saying just forfeit. Why not? Let's like we don't need to play. Um
Nope.
uh then and then week 16 there's going to be three Saturday games.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Towards the end, yeah, towards the end of the season,
Towards
they
the
do
end,
the
we'll talk about
Saturday
that.
game.
Yeah, there's going to be a Saturday, but it's going to have three. Week 16 is going to have three NFL Saturday games. We'll talk about that next week until once we get a little bit closer. But thank you everybody that's checked us out, watches us, pays attention to us, laughs with us, talks to us, everything with us. Uh, we will see you guys next week.
I will say, hold up, before I say anything, before we go, two things. Number one, I'm gonna be at that fight this weekend. I will be at the Spence fight. Second of all, please protect yourselves. Mask, hand sanitizer. Please protect yourself because this Corona thing is real. I had a friend that went through it. I had a couple friends that went through it. Please, if you go out, because I'm definitely gonna be traveling. I'm gonna have my mask. I got everything ready. Please protect yourselves because this Rona thing ain't no joke. You see the numbers now. So please protect yourselves out there if you do decide to travel. So that's all I gotta say. Just protect yourselves because it's no joke out here.
Alrighty. On that note, protect yourself, be safe, and peace out.
Word. I'm out.